Next week, the Federation of Small Businesses in Kent is hosting a debate on proposals to build a new airport in the Thames Estuary, the so-called Boris Island, because it's supported by the Mayor of London, Boris Johnson. Now, pretty much everyone agrees our airports are becoming overstretched, but is a new hub off the Kent coast the right answer? Supporters claim it would give an enormous economic boost to the southeast, creating thousands of new jobs and avoiding the loss of business to rival European airports like Frankfurt, Paris or Amsterdam. But opponents say the cost, the environmental impact, mean it should never get off the ground. One of those opponents is the MP for Rochester and Strew, Mark Reckless, who's here with me in the studio. His fellow Conservative is Daniel Moylan. He's the Deputy Chairman of Transport for London. He says Boris Island is the answer, and he's with us in Westminster. Mark Reckless, to you first of all, we've just been talking about the merits of big infrastructure projects. Clearly, the Conservatives deeply need to portray themselves as the party for growth. So why on earth wreck a massive economic opportunity for the South East?
Because we haven't got 10 or 20 or 70 billion pounds to spend on an airport. We have a hub airport at Heathrow. It's had 60 years of investment going into it, and it is pie in the sky to suggest that we are going to close Heathrow right off that 60 years of investment and spend tens of billions of pounds building a new airport in or near the Thames Estuary.
So you're arguing for the status quo, or have you got some other idea up your sleeve? Because as we said at the beginning, everybody understands that we're getting to the point where the airports in the southeast are at capacity.
Well, in this Parliament, we do not believe there is any need for new runways in the southeast. In 2019, the planning agreement Gatwick that prevents a second runway there will run out.
So Gatwick's your target?
Well, at the moment, we don't need another runway. The government is going to respect that planning agreement at Gatwick, which lasts up to 2019.
No promises beyond that?
Well, I mean, it prevents a second runway until 2019. The government has said we don't need a new runway in the southeast in this Parliament, let alone a massive new airport involving closing Heathrow. It makes no sense. It's pie in the sky, and I wish the Mayor of London would confine his activities to London.
OK, Daniel Moylan, pie in the sky. I mean, you really need to sell this to the people of Kent and, frankly, to the people of Essex as well. There's already high-level, entrenched opposition to it. Now's your chance. Why are so many senior politicians like Mark Reckless wrong?
Well, actually, I think Mark has a very good point. But the fact is that our airports are actually full. And a result of that is that people are not being priced out of their holidays. People are taking their airport hub business over to places like Amsterdam and Paris, and with them are going the jobs and the opportunities that could be in this country.
So we can't wait till 2019? We can't afford to wait till 2019?
Already this is happening. Already we are losing jobs, we are losing opportunities, we're losing investment to other countries. We need to act quickly. We need to take some measures to deal with it. Now, Boris's view is, my view is, that probably we need to have a new hub airport altogether. If you live in Kent and you go off on holiday to many countries around the world, they actually have proper, well-functioning airports. We have an extremely constrained airport at Heathrow, which gives a very poor passenger experience and is already full. And people ask themselves, in Kent and Sussex, they ask themselves, why we can't have a proper airport as well, like other countries. And that's a very good question to put to them. And they also ask themselves, where are the jobs coming from? Where are the people, what are the opportunities for young people? A massive airport, a large airport, a proper airport, would actually allow those jobs and that investment to flow. So I think there are lots of things that actually are very positive about this for London, the South East, generally. Specifically, where should it go? Boris has a view that it should be as far away from existing communities as possible.
Well, let me put some of your points to Mark Reckless. Apparently, people in Kent are sitting there asking themselves, I must say I haven't heard many of them asking this question, why can't we have a better airport? Have you heard that?
No. I mean, in my constituency, and the vast majority of people are opposed to this absurd pie-in-the-sky proposal.
Why are they opposed? On what grounds?
Well, because they've moved to on the Hoop Peninsula, a semi-rural sort of area. I mean, the people who live under the Heathrow or the Gatwick flight path, they chose to move to that area, knowing that they'd have an advantage of an airport close by, but knowing that there would be noise and environmental disturbance. And for the Mayor of London to be promoting putting this great new airport outside London, for which he has no authority and no money, that is going to ruin the lives of many of my constituents were this absurd proposal to go ahead. I think the Mayor of London needs to get serious, contribute
Could
to
be
the debate.
brilliant for economic growth, though. This is the very subject we were discussing with Amber Rudd. You need to be looking for big infrastructure projects in the South East, don't you, that could turn the fortunes of this country around?
Oh, I don't think we've got the money for this. I mean, tens of billions of pounds for this new airport. We have a huge deficit which the government is dealing with.
Well, a really quick final thought from Daniel Moylan. Kent and Medway councils oppose it. Leading airlines have opposed it. It's just a vanity project for Boris, isn't it?
Well, no, it isn't at all, actually, and I think it's rather sad that that Mark is simply saying that we can't afford it and it's pie in the sky. Actually, there wouldn't need necessarily to be any government money going into this, but it would bring huge transport benefits, rail benefits and road benefits to the area where it was built, wherever that might be. It would bring jobs, it would bring prosperity, it would bring opportunities for young people.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. I do apologise for interrupting you. Daniel Moylan, thank you very much indeed. Mark Reckless, thank you very much for being with us.